Good morning. Today is Wednesday, January 26th, and this is Devotions from St. Paul Evangelical Lutheran Church in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. This morning I'd like to take a passage from John's Gospel with a relatively well-known saying from Jesus, "I am the Good Shepherd." So this is from chapter 10 of John's Gospel. I am the Good Shepherd. The Good Shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. The hired hand, who is not the shepherd and does not own the sheep, sees the wolf coming and leaves the sheep and runs away. And the wolf snatches them and scatters them. The hired hand runs away because he is a hired hand and does not care for the sheep. I am the Good Shepherd. I know my own, and my own know me, just as the Father knows me, and I know the Father. And I lay down my life for the sheep. I have other sheep that are not from this fold. I must bring them also, and they will listen to my voice. So there will be one flock, one shepherd. For this reason the Father loves me, because I lay down my life in order to take it up again. No one takes it from me, but I lay it down of my own accord. I have power to lay it down, and I have power to take it up again. I have received this command from my Father. There are a couple of points that I want to highlight in this passage. But the first one is not even from this passage. It's the idea of the shepherd. David was a shepherd. And in fact, David used some of his characteristics as a shepherd when he went to Saul to get permission to fight Goliath. He said, "When I was a shepherd and my flock was attacked by lions and bears, I had to kill the lions and bears." So Saul saw David displaying the characteristics of strength and courage. Jesus is that in his statement, "I am the Good Shepherd." Now, it's not physical strength and physical courage that Jesus is showing, but moral and spiritual strength that he's showing. And of course, perfect sacrifice when we get to the end of the passage. But we often think of a shepherd, and many times of the sheep as well, as docile, as easy, as weak. But they're not that. They're very strong people. They're very energetic, very ambitious, very protective of their flock. And Jesus brings that to this passage. He also says, and something that I think is very important, he says, "I know my flock, and they know me." Now think of that. Jesus knows us. He knows us intimately. He knows everything about us. It says somewhere, he knows our needs even before we ask. That's a strength. It can be kind of scary when you think about all the things that you've done, but it's a strength that Jesus brings to our relationship with him. He knows us. He knows what we need. He also says that his flock knows him. Now that's on us. I think that says study the Word. I think that says worship Jesus, worship God. I think that says be in a relationship with Jesus. Really get to know him. Now, one more thing he says in this passage. I have sheep in another fold. Now think about that for a minute. That means there's a fold of people, sheep in this sense, that are not like you and me. They're different from us. They may look different. They may believe different things. They may act differently. They may have different traits and characteristics, likes and dislikes. And yet Jesus says he wants to bring them in so that there's one flock. I think that's a little bit on us too. we have to be open to other people. We have to be open especially to people that are not like ourselves. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, that's difficult sometimes. Sometimes it takes a special occurrence. Sometimes it takes a 2x4 up against the head to say, listen up now, this guy's not like you, but I love him in spite of it, just like I love you. Jesus wants a relationship with his whole flock. The last thought that I got out of this, Jesus lays down his life by his own choice. Now, he does say it's a command from his Father, but he had the ability to not do the sacrifice that he did. He did it in obedience to his Father's will. He says somewhere to his disciples, I chose you, you did not choose me. It's important that we understand that this is the perfect sacrifice. This is the sacrifice for our sins. This is the sacrifice that established or reestablished the relationship that we have with Jesus. To my mind, there's no more important part of the Bible than the idea that Jesus laid down his life voluntarily for you and for me. Makes me want to work on this relationship. Makes me want to be in a strong relationship with Jesus. Makes me want to think about it every day. I hope it makes you think those things too. Thank you.